Good evening, everybody. Or good morning. I don't know what one it is, but it's 7 o'clock in the morning for me. And instead of the normal humans on all that do is just waking up. We've been up all night playing Blackout, and well, this is just going to be, well, not really a roundup of the clips. This is the roundup of the clips for the last few days. This was the day. There'll be a few solos, and there'll be Mr. Fildo98 in there. Check out his channel. There'll be a Mr. Smelly Scotsman. Check his channel out, I know. And that'll do for the shout outs part. So this is part 2 of Blackout on Sergeant's Thoughts series. This is going to be the good side, because in the previous one it was the bad side, and I'd like to touch a tiny bit on that one. With some previous clips, I was going to put clips in this, but seeing as it's a good one, I don't really want to ruin it by putting some terrible clips in the actual bad moments. But one of the main points that I made in the previous video was to do with the armour, and the armour is fucking brutal. I'll be honest, it is fucking despicable how broken armour is at the moment. Level 3 armour is honestly bullet sponge worthy. It can sit and soak up so much damage with no matter what gun it is. SWAT, Spitfire, ICR, KN, anything like any of the higher hitting, harder hitting guns, higher damage guns was the previous one I was going to say. Let's go into the good points. The good points was this came out at the time, around the time that PUBG was finally going into its 1.0 phase, and well, it had been in its 1.0 phase for a while on PC, but on Xbox it was just going into it. So we didn't really have a really polished BR except from Fortnite, and Fortnite at the time, it had sort of been dead for a while. No one of us, any of our group, wanted to play it anymore. We had played it for that long. Blackout sometimes feels that, but Blackout sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'll just stick for it. Because sometimes I set myself a lot of challenges, like going to get characters. So that's the first point. Was just it's a polished BR that we kind of wanted, that we sort of never had for a long time. So yeah, it's quite an enjoyable game. Sometimes it can be annoying. You drop for about 20 games odds and then not get anywhere. Second point I'd like to say is I like the whole way the characters work, because it gives you freedom to pick whoever you want. There's a few missions to go and do. Me and Mr. Fildo earlier on we were getting the, well, he had two. He had Menendez, I think it is, and Nikolai, and I had Takios, but then I traded in Takios for Richtofen, and we managed to place, I think it was top 2. I died just before, and then Phil carried us the rest of the way to second, so it's not a win, but second place with, I think it was a decent amount of kills, is still a decent win in my mind. Third point I like to make, it sort of has like an incentive to play if you want other characters and all that stuff. Not the characters I'm talking about in this one, but obviously it takes longer in multiplayer to level up the tiers for the Black Ops Pass, or whatever it's called, the operation that we're in the now. So it's sort of gives you like another thing to do if you really want. If you really like Blackout, it doesn't mean that you have to go in multiplayer, because multiplayer is the best way to do it. This just sort of means that you can stay on Blackout and enjoy yourself more playing the game that you like. I prefer multiplayer. Well, no, I prefer Battle Royale over multiplayer, just mainly because I'd played multiplayer for years. Battle Royale was sort of like a new thing that everybody wanted to play, and when COD done it started off a bit rough around the edges. The one point I did make in last week's video, though, I do have to touch on, which was the Xbox One X crashing. That has been fixed. They released a patch for it, fixing that, so at least we no longer crash at the end of the games. Thank fuck, because doing all this is quite annoying when you're crashing. So yeah, I think the points that I made seem pretty alright for the top thing. Me, Mr. Fildo and Smelly Scotsman and all that have been getting a few wins. Well, a few of the time Mr. Fildo and I would just be playing some duos, and sometimes we'd go on a little tear. Maybe once a day we get a win, and that's about it. After about 20-30 games we only get one win, but that's just the harshness of fucking Battle Royale, ain't it? So I hope you've enjoyed this video as we come near the end. You see you have the 2 clips for the wins. I don't know. I don't know about part 3. I might do just start doing sum up, say what I've been doing in the week, like what we've been doing in Blackout and all that. Instead, it just gives me something to keep the Blackout clips for. So if you'd like to see that, drop a like, drop a comment, please tell me, and I'd be happy to upload them. But as it's coming to the end of the video, Wagwan, peace, noddy, get your internet history searched, cleared, because it's Balgan, vile. See you later, Wagwan.